And welcome to a lively sportscast. My name is Eric. I have with me again my son Tyler. Um, he may become a regular the way this is starting to look. So,
Hey, it's
come in.
I'm an easy call, easy text away, and at the moment I don't have kids, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, and what's funny about that is you and I, when there's games on, we'll text back and forth about even if it's a stupid ass game like Sacramento versus New Jersey or something. We'll text back and forth about. Did you see that dunk?
Yeah,
These guys suck tonight.
yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to start tonight with, or today anyway, whatever you want to call it. Depends on what time you're listening to this, huh? I want to start today with the Masters, which just finished. Um, I'm not a big golf guy, so I didn't watch it. I just saw highlights and heard people talk about it. But Tyler does, so I'm going to let him do most of this.
Oh
But
no,
the Masters just finished. Oh, what?
you can definitely chime in. We're not going to talk much about it. It ended up being boring.
Well, that's because the guy who won is boring. So
Yeah, yeah,
So the winner of the Masters this year for the second time in I think what is it, 3 years?
I think that's right. I think.
Yeah, second time in 3 years, which makes him a big name in my opinion now, is Scotty Scheffler.
He's boring, but he's damn good.
Yeah, so from my understanding was hole 8 or 9 is when he took off and kind of made his space from the field behind him. It was close up to about the front 9 or so, and then he just took off. So
Yeah, he left Colin in the dust.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and which was a bummer because I like Colin. He's a Pac-12 guy. Went to Cal, and it would have been cool to see him, win. But Scotty's number one player in the world, and whoever bet on him, I'm on this DJ. Um, it's like when you were betting on Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl or the Warriors. Yeah, I bet you those are his two favorite teams as well.
Or the Patriots not too long
Or
ago.
the Patriots, yeah. Or the Heat when it was with LeBron, or you name it. I bet you DJ's.
With the Lakers back in the day.
No, I can't give DJ too much shit because we actually had a group bet and nobody picked Scotty because we were all looking to try to make as much money as possible. And DJ just said, "Screw it, I'll take the number one player in the world."
And he got it. And
He
it
got
sounds to
it.
me with without a bunch of fanfare, or he doesn't even dress differently than other people. He's
No,
kind of yeah, God, yeah, thank
but
you, family.
I did notice though something a little bit different after this win. Um, he was actually starting to show a little bit of personality, especially when it came to like the end and like talking about going home and how this is kind of fucking boring. And he's like, this is golf. Like it's not exciting. Like I just want to go home. And then the fun fact about that is he goes home, and then later on you see in a post he went home, probably said hi to his wife, which by the way I believe she's pregnant. I
Yes,
think that was one of the things. Like if she went into labor, he was deucing out.
he made the comment that no matter what hole he's on or if he's winning or not, if he finds out she's pregnant and about to do her thing, because he had to go to Texas for where he was at.
Yeah,
It wasn't like she was down the road in the hospital. So he
right.
was going to lead no matter what. So he could have been leading by 3 strokes on the eighth hole of the last round, and he was going to get out of there anyway.
And the funniest part about him going home is there's photos of him going to a local dive bar that night.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So he
Uh,
must have got home, and she's like, "I'm fine. Like
yeah,
we're not
exactly.
we're not close. Go drink. Go do what you want to do."
Yeah, slow down. All's good.
But I will say it was kind of cool to see Tiger make it 4 rounds. Now, albeit not a great 4 rounds, but he still made it 4 rounds.
He broke a
So
record, actually, didn't he?
yeah, what did he play his 100th round at the
23
Masters?
years.
Oh yeah,
23 years he made the cut, I believe. No one's ever done that. 23 years straight.
yeah. Um, but I do have a gripe with Jordan Spieth. I had him on several bets, and that dude blew up. And there's no excuses for that. Lost me some money.
At some point on one of our casts, we will talk about betting because I know you and your friends are into it. I don't do too much about it, but you can talk about it. I know people that I know listen to this and they're bettors. So
All right, if you're listening to this and you bet, don't bet what I bet. I fucking suck. Yeah, I'm terrible. I think my last bet I won was a football bet. So I've lost basketball. I lost all 6 Masters bets. Yeah, we're just not gonna. We need to hold off. Maybe start just betting baseball because I'm pretty good at doing that.
Oh, of all the sports, baseball's the one, huh?
Well, you bet no run first inning or like who's leading after 5, because what you can do is you just look at the pitching matchup. Who has the better
Right,
pitcher?
right.
That's probably gonna be who's leading after the 5.
Good chance. You're right.
Yeah, and then no run first inning. Sometimes both teams are cold out the gate, and you take that chance.
Actually, no run first inning, I would think would be a high percentage.
Yeah, unless you run to like a game where it's like some games. I mean, you've seen it. The Braves and Phillies. They both rattle off 6 runs in the first inning. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it's only the first thing. I barely sat down.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the Masters were fun. I mean, I watch it just because it's the Masters. I don't really watch any other tournaments. I mean, I try to watch some of the majors, but I watch the Masters because I deem it like the Super Bowl of golf, right? Like it's the most prestigious in my opinion. Um, but that's the only reason I watch it.
A lot of people say the same thing you say. So,
Well, it's like people who are like on NASCAR. They'll watch the Daytona 500 because it's the big race,
yes, they will.
but they're not going to watch the Coca-Cola 500 in like California or whatever.
No, they won't.
Nope.
I'm not a big
That's
racing
Masters.
guy either. That's the Masters.
Yeah, that's the Masters. Scotty won, and we don't care.
They were making fun of the way he dressed, though, because the way he dressed was so like, nothing like high class or upper class. Even when it comes to the shirts he was wearing, it wasn't like big name brand type stuff like other people. Like someone are decked out in their full Nike gear that's all the brand new stuff, and he's just like,
So from head to toe, he is a Nike guy.
yeah, but he doesn't dress in the now Nike stuff like
No, like Tony Finau.
yeah, Tony Finau. That's what I was thinking of. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah. No, he doesn't. So, but
yeah.
that's
He's
him.
like, you know what?
So
I'll take this light salmon colored shirt for Sunday, and I'm good.
he's kind of like the Jokic of the NBA. Yeah, I'm here. I'm good. I'm doing my thing. I'm out of here when I'm done. See ya.
Jokic doesn't even want to be in the NBA.
He just knows that makes him the money.
He just wants to go be like racing his horses and
He
hanging.
does, yes. Well, the celebration after they won the championship, he's like, "Can I leave now?
Okay, let's go.
I don't want to be here. Can I leave?"
Yeah, I got what I want. I got the ring. I'm ready to go back home.
Yeah. Do I have to party with everybody? Really?
No, and then it's hilarious when you hear him about like when the reporters ask him about off-season training. He goes, "Nah,
Yeah. Training for what?
we'll worry about that when basketball gets here."
Off season is horse racing.
Yeah, what a life.
All right. Well, yeah, that's Masters talk. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah,
We're going to move on
pretty
to.
sure we lost every viewer.
No, now I have a friend named Sam. He loves golf, so probably he's paying attention.
Wait, is that the Sam that won the league?
That's the Sam that won our league, yes.
Hey Sam, fuck you.
That's pretty good. I like that. So let's talk some college football.
Yeah, the portal's wide open.
Spring portal, the second one.
They're still talking about potential realignment and how that's going to look because they are. I think they're finally grasping the idea of 2 power conferences, whether it's the Big Ten and the SEC, just geographically doesn't work.
Right.
You can't have every West Coast team traveling over to Rutgers for a game, and vice versa.
Makes no sense. Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah.
So I did see something that rolled out, and I think I sent it. Maybe I didn't. Just somebody broke it out into divisions, and it essentially became the old conferences. So
Right.
the old Pac-10 was back. And
Yeah.
I'm like, then see this. We've talked about this before. They need to have a damn committee and a commissioner that comes up with this type of stuff and is like, hey, you know what? Just stay on your side of the freaking country, do your thing, and then, we'll figure out the playoff stuff after that.
Right. Yeah, we'll have people from your part of the country who qualify, or who we choose, however they decide to do it, and we'll play them against the ones that we think are the best in the other conferences, like we do now, basically. But make it geographical. Yes, that makes more sense.
The NFL does it right with their divisions. I mean,
Yes.
sometimes the geography is a little wonky, but you play your division twice. You could easily do that in college football, but not saying play each team twice. You just play different teams in your division.
Right.
Because with the playoff expanded, it doesn't matter if you win the Pac-10, Pac-12, SEC, or whatever. Like, you still get a seat at the table, unless you're Oregon State
Or Washington State.
Sorry, Scott.
Sorry, Beaver fans.
Yeah.
But I happen to think that those two teams specifically got screwed in this right now. But I also think that 2 years from now, approximately, when this all kind of works out, they're probably back at the table again. So, but in the meantime, they might lose their ass. So,
well, they are losing their ass as far as players.
Yeah, even if they get back to the table, it might take a long time to make them someone who's relevant. So,
well, I think what's a big thing what happened this past week was Damian Martinez, saying he's going to leave
after saying he was staying.
And maybe it was one of those things where he saw what this new coaching staff was doing, was like, I don't like it. This is not what I signed up for. Or he's looking at it as, do I want to play the Mountain West, or do I want to be known as the running back that dominated some legit teams?
Right.
Now, he did come up with a weird statement talking about how he wasn't getting paid and their NIL stuff was all BS. And then I think, what was it, the head of their NIL or whatever came out and was like, no, we actually paid him. And what we signed was, increments of payments. So.
Yeah, so he got his increments up to the months before he said, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
He basically, or the guy who runs the NIL, or the whatever they call it for Oregon State, the collective, there you go, for Oregon State, he made the comment, we don't give anybody the lump sum. We do it all out in payment plan, basically. We're giving you 1/4 of however many thousands of dollars, whatever it is. So if they decide to leave, which makes sense, yes.
I think it's a good plan. That's a good plan.
Yes, because what's going to stop a kid, and nowadays the way the rules or lack of rules are, what's going to stop a kid from going, thank you for the $1.5 million, portal starts in 3 weeks, see ya!
Well, that's what Quinn Ewers did. Might as well have done. Like, he got, 1.2 or 1? And then, after that 1 year sitting on the bench, he was like, later.
Peace out, I'm done. Yeah, thanks for the $1 million.
Yeah, it's and then freaking Caden Proctor just bamboozled Iowa.
Oh yeah,
left Alabama after Saban left and was like, "Don't worry, Iowa, I'm coming back. I'm coming home." And then old buddy just went to Iowa to watch Caitlin Clark play basketball, and then was like, "All right, back to Alabama. See you later." Because that's literally the time.
Psych.
That's literally
no, you got it right. Yes, you have it right. Yes. How about today, by the way, and I know this for you and I anyway, this means something. Quite a few Colorado Buffaloes decided to jump into the portal. After jumping into the portal to come to Colorado, they're jumping in the portal to leave. I don't think they're buying what old Prime's selling.
Oh, you telling me Warren Sapp isn't a draw? He's part of their staff.
You would think. But and then Prime's trying to get his sons to help recruit too.
Oh yeah, I saw that on the old Twitter. Both of them were hitting up Instagram to get kids to transfer and reach out.
Right.
But, the Warren Sapp thing. How many of those kids that are 18, 19, 20, 21 even know who the hell he is?
Yeah, no, they don't. Nope.
Hell,
they never saw him play.
I saw the middle to end of his career when I actually could retain sports knowledge.
I'm on the other end of that retaining part, by the way, now. So I'm losing it.
Oh, I mean, that's coming up. I mean, what, 5 months and 2 weeks away? 5 months and 10 days? 5 months and 9 days?
From
I
what?
don't know how to do, I don't know how to do math.
They didn't teach that at your school.
No. I went to Portland Public School. They're like, oh, you could speak a full sentence? See you later.
Graduate next.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, what? You got a little ways, and then you're 60. So I don't know what that is on the over the hill, on top of the hill, rolling down the hill. I don't know where that is. I don't even know what the top of the hill is. Is the top of the hill supposed to be like 50? Is that what they say?
That's what I used to think. Yes. Now that I'm
I don't
about to
know
turn 60, I'm
nowadays.
wondering if that actually is. Yeah. Guess it depends on how old you're going to be.
I also think it depends on your mental state.
Oh, I'm in trouble then, huh?
Well, no, I don't think you're in trouble because there are some people, and you've mentioned this before. Like, and hell, I see it with people my age. Like, somebody says, "Oh yeah, you're 35," and it's like, "You look like you're 50." And then someone says, "Oh, I'm 60." Are you sure you're not my parents' age? In your
Right.
case, yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah. Some people age quicker. Some people, I don't know. Again, it's all mental state, right? That's what I said, and that's what you've told me when I was younger. So
I don't remember.
exactly. But
So
yeah,
I heard today, by the way, when it comes to the Ducks, which, by the way, is my team, which I've stated before, and is my son Tyler's team, they sold out their tickets for 2024, all home games.
so not surprised. Um, Kind of a bummer because I would love to go down to a game this year, but
Right.
it is what it is. Probably have to catch one of those games earlier in the year before the Big Ten schools start showing up. I'll tell you this much: I'm not going to drop $1,000 to go see Ohio State. I will
No.
watch it somewhere else and maybe spend $1,000 on booze, and then not to go anywhere.
Have your own bathroom nearby.
Yeah, own bathroom, your own kitchen. You can have multiple TVs going for different games.
Oh, yeah.
There's unless you have a house full of people, there's no waiting in line for your bathroom. Well, actually, in both of our houses, there's technically no line in our favorite bathrooms.
In our favorite ones.
Yeah, yeah.
You're correct.
There's no line because guess what? No one else is allowed in that one.
No, you're right. Wait, your wife isn't allowed in your favorite bathroom?
Well, I mean, strangers.
Your cat goes in. I know it does.
She actually kicks open the door.
See? What the hell you think you're doing in here? You closed the door on my ass.
I honestly had to start leaving the door cracked, and you'll see her. She'll jump on her hind legs and just push that bitch open, and then she'll just stare at me. And I'm literally pooping. Otherwise, she just sits there and screams.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, but all she does, she looks at me and then turns around and like guards the door. And I'm like, no one's attacking us. Like,
There's stuff here you can't see. That's what
yeah,
it is.
right. Wouldn't be surprised. There might be a ghost here. Who knows? There's a ghost in your old house. But yeah, I don't know. When it comes to college football, like especially Colorado, I don't know if it's the Dion effect. Well, actually, yes, it is. He's full blown admitted that he does not do house visits. He does not go on the recruiting trail. He will gladly pitch you if you want to come to Colorado, but he doesn't go out and do it. And unless he goes and grabs a legit staff around him, not Warren Sapp, who's never coached college of my knowledge. He may have coached like HBCU or a lower level, but Division I, Power 5 schooling. You have to have guys that can go and recruit. And I think the
Yes.
only way that happens is he has to go out and find, hypothetically like a Dan Lanning type, like a younger one that's not known, that knows how to recruit his ass off. Or like, what's the wide receivers coach for Ohio State. He should be their OC right now, but they hired Chip. Was it Brian Harsing?
Is that their wide receivers coach? He used to be a head coach.
Man, no, I lied. I'm gonna look it up right now.
I would say, wow, his stock has dropped if he's a wide receivers coach now. But yeah, in today's world, you have to recruit, and if you don't have a
Brian Hartline,
there you go. Yeah, and if you don't have a collective of some sort to help with the money thing, yeah, you're getting left in the dust.
So I will agree, and I will also disagree on that one. I think we're at a weird opportunity that if there was a school that had an exceptional coach, I think you could get away with not having to pay the guys a lot. And I think you could get guys organically being like, all right, if I play for this guy, he and his staff are going to get me to the league without, the extras. But again, the kids that are coming up are completely different. So, there's a lot of kids that are looking for the money, or their parents are looking for the money, and they're only going to go play for, Texas A&M because Texas A&M has all this money. And, they're okay winning 8 games.
Yeah, I was going to say, but they haven't won anything, so.
I mean, I honestly, at their age, if I was 18, 19 and had all the athletic ability in the world, I honestly couldn't blame them for, the cash grab.
Oh, yeah. Well, think about this. So college kids go in there, and almost all these college kids are like the studs of their high school teams, right? The ones that make it to college, or the second, but they're all the top players in their teams that make it to these Division I schools, right? But only like 1% of those even make the NFL, or maybe less than 1%.
Yeah,
so for a lot of these kids, this is their one chance to make some chunk of change of some sort and hopefully get an education in the process. But for a lot of these kids, it's their chance to make their chunk of change. So, because they know they're not going to get a shot in the NFL as much as they want to and whatever. It's just, unless you're a gambler, it's probably not going to happen.
Well, there's the UFL.
Sure. Are they making that much money?
Probably not.
I mean, hell, Caitlin Clark made more money last year in Iowa than she's going to make this coming up in Indiana after being drafted. So,
that's the WNBA's fault.
Yeah, I get that, but still, I mean, if you have a chance to make something, knowing you may not make too much after this, do it while you can. I can't, like you said, I can't fault them for doing that. So,
well, she should have gone to the Big Three.
But she got offered what, $5 million?
$5 million to play 10 games if they made it to the finals. That's the season. 10 games.
Wait, that's it?
That's it. It's a
Do they have a TV contract?
Yes. I think it's either Fox or ESPN. One of them carries it.
Okay, so that helps some with the money. Okay, I was like, damn, with no TV contract, how the hell you do that?
Yeah, I think it is Fox. Yeah.
She should have taken that. 10 games, then go on to the WNBA.
Well, so they were talking about, if they would say like, hey, because all the games for the Big Three are played on Sundays. So
okay.
It's either Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days. So she may miss a couple games playing in the Big Three, but you have the rest of the season.
Right.
Or you can finagle your schedule enough, be like, hey, we're going to play Sunday instead of Saturday, because we know the eyeballs are on her.
Oh, she will bring eyeballs to the WNBA this year. We'll see how long it lasts, but she'll bring them initially anyway. I mean, all her gear sold out as soon as she was chosen by Indiana. All the gear they had for her gone. Boom.
So she was on the Pat McAfee show today and found out that half of the guys that work for them bought season tickets to the Fever.
And the Fever probably aren't going to even be that good this year.
Who knows?
That's a good point. You're right. But they got the number one pick from last year too. The big, what's her name? Alicia Moore, or I got that wrong probably. Lisa Taylor, or I don't remember her name. Anyway.
Well, yeah, you and I are big WNBA guys. We should know all the names.
I know Sabrina.
Yeah, I mean, we know the stars. But have we talked about like just the order of which stuff should play out as far as like, you know, spring football and what have we talked about it on here before? I know we talked about it in the past.
What do you mean? What things? How they should play out? I don't know where you're going.
So like, keep football in football season. Keep basketball in basketball season.
Oh, right. With the UFL, for instance, it should be in the fall like football's supposed to be, and
Yeah,
the WNBA should be in the winter like basketball's supposed to be.
Yes,
Yes.
and you can piggyback on both viewerships. UFL, you're
Yes, you
getting all the
can.
football people watching it,
Yes, you
and
can.
the WNBA, you're getting all the basketball people watching it. Because I'll be honest, no offense to some of these NBA teams. Actually, yes. Actually, a lot of offense to these NBA teams. Some of you are complete dog ass. So, I mean, we live in the Portland metro area. I would probably tune in more to see a Fever versus whoever, or even a New York Liberty versus whoever, over a Blazers versus Pistons game.
Ooh, that's
And
a big rivalry.
Well, it's not a rivalry. Just those
I know,
teams
but I'm
are
just
fighting
saying.
over the bottom of the league. They're so bad.
Yeah, I don't see either one getting better next year either. So,
And I think that will help, like even with, say lineups with like TNT and ESPN, they always do double hitters. Always.
oh yeah.
So you have the WNBA game or NBA game go first, and then the other goes second. Now, sure, of course you're going to lose some viewers, but how many people are just going to say, screw it, I'm not changing the channel? Because then you're going to have, you have Chuck, Ernie, and the guys, and Shaq and all those guys talk about it. And I would love to hear them talk about WNBA.
Half the time for some of these NBA games that I watch, I pay more attention to Chuck and Ernie, Shaq and Kenny than I do the game.
Right.
So it's like, who cares? I'm watching Houston play New Jersey. Whoop-de shit. Oh, wait, Shaq's on. All right. Shaq's on his game tonight. He's really giving Barkley some shit.
Yeah. But then also, with like the football stuff, I think you scrap the Thursday game. They won't do it because Amazon threw a shit ton of money at it, and the NFL loves money. But you scrap that, and you have the UFL on Thursdays. You have your college and high school on Fridays because they always throw weekday college stuff. We know this.
Yes.
And Saturdays for college, Sunday, Monday is for NFL. And I think that lineup works. And you can do off days when you go to the WNBA and NBA stuff. You do off days or, piggyback on stuff. So, you flow right into a WNBA game and you have that coverage. So, when you and I, who are casual followers of WNBA and maybe casually will view in on the UFL, we'll be able to see more of the names and know who the hell's playing and things like that. Because right now, guess what you and I are doing? We're watching baseball.
No.
It's baseball season.
It is. You're correct. So when is soccer season, by the way? It's like 10 months long, isn't it? At least for here in the U.S. I'm sure in the other parts of the world it's longer or whatever, but soccer doesn't really have an off season, does it? Maybe winter, middle of winter. Yeah.
I don't know the Europe stuff. I used to. If you're listening, this is definitely the big time soccer podcast. Tune in next time. You'll definitely learn a lot. Um,
Soccer is football.
I don't. I used to know. I don't follow it for shit anymore, and I don't follow the MLS because I feel like it should be changed to MLRS, the Major League Retirement Soccer.
That's good.
Because all the stars from Europe come over here when their stuff's all done over there, and we pay them a shit ton of money just to sell tickets. So hey, whatever.
It seems to work.
It seems to work.
Well, you think about it. If you got a soccer fan over here who's been a soccer fan for years and has followed the European leagues but never got to see these guys, like, ooh, my chance to finally see this guy. So I don't think it works very long. People are like, okay, I've seen him already. He's past his prime, but I saw him. So
Yeah. I mean, Messi didn't even make the playoffs last year. I don't believe.
no. So they brought some more of his friends over, like 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, they did.
Yes, they did.
That's funny.
Someone who used to play on the latest team that Messi was on before he came over. I don't remember the guy's name, but
Was it Suarez?
I could
Suarez
be.
played for
I don't know.
Argentina.
Yeah, I don't know. That's as much as I know on that.
Boom. Hot soccer talk.
Yeah.
Bam.
All right. So, did you watch any of the play-in games last night? The NBA.
I missed the first one. Watched the second one. I saw the
So,
tail end of the first one.
so is Golden State done? Was that it?
I think this 3 might be done. Clay is cooked.
Clay is cooked.
Clay is done, and I hate the fact that like the secret not secret is that he's going to be a magic player next year, and it's like why would the Magic want him? He has no jumper anymore, and everyone's saying like, oh well, the Magic needs shooting. There are better shooters out there than Clay right now that we could go get. Now, sure, Clay is
Veteran leadership.
That's fine. Again, there are other guys we can go grab. And another thing, Kerr wants Clay. So,
Right.
and I bet you Clay wants to stay because he's got his boat in the bay. What do you say? Hey, hey. I don't know. There's a lot of A's in there.
I know Steph commented he couldn't see himself in Golden State without Clay and without Draymond. So, but he also made the comment, I know it's a business too. So,
I don't know what happens with Draymond. But I think the only way we see Steph back into something again, because I don't know if the other two will be around, or at least I don't know if Clay will be around. As much as people hate Draymond, Draymond actually is still pretty efficient. Now he can't shoot for shit, but he's the antagonizer. He wants to, play a little defense, get some boards, and they need that type of stuff. They just need better depth, in my opinion. You can't have Chris Paul as your depth at the 1. I mean,
oh yeah, they need to dump Chris Paul.
That dude's like 47. I know he's not, but like, man, that he's going to be the new Charles Barkley.
Oh, one of the better players at his position, but never won a championship.
Yep.
Yeah. Dan Marino.
Yep. Tony Romo. Yeah. So, no, to answer your question for real, like, I think this trio and the way the team is now, I think it's done. Unless they do some crazy offseason stuff, I don't see them being at the level they used to be. And it's a bummer because you could see Steph this year. He was, giving it all. And then he was, he would drive and do this kick out to Clay, and Clay would just clank that shit. And then, no joke, 2 plays later, Draymond's got some dude in a chokehold. And, and Draymond's getting tossed. Clay's tossing up bricks, and Steph's just like, "What the fuck do I do?"
Just shaking his head like, these guys.
So, all right, guess I'll give it to Kevon Looney and Kuminga and see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to cut bait and move on, my opinion. But
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of theirs, so I don't really care.
I don't dislike them. I think they got old, right? When it just kept being them over and over again. That got old, right? Just like any other sport, that team repeats
Yes,
over and over again. It just fucking gets old.
it gets old. Yes.
Because I like Kerr, uh, and I like Steph. I like Clay. He's a Washington State guy. Draymond can get irritating, but I don't know. It felt like it was at times that lovely Bay Area snootiness, like we're better than you, and we live in the Bay, and you're just like, shut the fuck up.
I live in an 800 square foot house that cost me $1.75 million,
And I can afford it.
and I can afford it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
So I don't know. I think we're in a spot of transition, especially when it comes to basketball. I mean, I think we talked about it before. Like, what the last time we talked about was NBA playoffs. Now that they're solidified for the most part, you know, seeing the young teams at the top of most of these conferences is pretty exciting, especially in the West, right? You've got Minnesota, OKC, and Denver for the most part is pretty young. They've got decent veteran leadership, but they've got some young guys that can ball out.
Right.
And then on the East, the fact that the Magic are the 5th seed, which they should have been the 2 seed if they would have pulled their heads out of the ass last week. But the fact I could say that with a straight face and not being joking about it, like that's a step in the right direction, right? Like
it wasn't that many years ago. You'd be texting me going, "The Magic lost by 20 again."
2 years ago, we got the number 1 pick. 2
Yes,
years ago.
2 years ago. So
2 years ago.
that's good.
Yes.
They've been making good picks, making good moves. Yeah.
And they've got a good coach. So I mean, if you're a Portland fan, I think you have to think about it that way. Like, you could be a Magic fan, and that's where you're at right now. But there's the light at the end of the tunnel. All right, there's the playoffs. I know you're used to the 5 and 6 seed as a 4, 5, and 6 seed as a Blazer fan, but when you're down the dumps and you're fighting for a lottery pick, sometimes it's just great to be back. All right, have the lights on in May.
It has been a while. I'll give you that.
Yeah, like it's just cool to have a team that's going to play on Saturday. I mean, normally right now we're having our exit meetings talking about how we can improve and everything like that, getting prepared for the draft so we can just draft another guy that's 6'10" for no reason.
That's like the Blazers draft another guy who's 6 foot for no reason.
Yeah, yeah.
If we could have taken quite a few of the teams that the Orlando Magic have had and put it with the Portland teams, we'd have had a hell of a guard forward lineup because you guys always had the big tall guys and we always had the short shooting guards. So,
oh yeah. If you would have combined that team that had Aaron Gordon, Vooch, Fournier, Terrence Ross, and you throw it in with the Dame, CJ, even Nurk, like those would have worked out really well.
yeah, you could have had like a 4 seed. Ha!
Or it would have been really bad, and we could just name them the Portlando Tragic.
Oh, did you just come up with that one right now?
I mean,
wow. See, your brain's all still there. It is kind of tragic.
The Magic do have the best theme song, though.
They have a theme song?
That one. Oh, you've seen it.
They have a theme song.
Orlando Magic. Oh,
No, I don't think I've seen that.
It's a song that came out when they first started back in '89, and
oh, really?
The team readopted it, and it is full blown '80s, early '90s music. And on every time they win, they say play that song, and then they hit that button and They
show a picture of Penny Hardaway.
What they've been doing on social media is taking like different memes and videos and just splicing it together and just playing the songs over it. It's pretty funny.
Hey, so I was thinking, with Draymond being the thug of the NBA, shouldn't the WWE take advantage of that? Huh?
Ooh, I thought about that. I
Huh?
honestly thought about that, especially with WrestleMania. What, a week ago now? Like at some point, right? You have to take that quote unquote enforcer. Dennis Rodman's been in it.
Yes.
Uh, Shaq's been in it. Uh, Now they switched over to football. They had Gronk in it for a little bit. Obviously, Pat McAfee's in it right now as an announcer slash wrestler. George Kittle's been around in it. Did they
Wasn't
have Andrew
Kelsey just
Jackson in it?
there? Wasn't Kelsey just there too?
Oh yeah, Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. Yep, they were both at
Oh yeah,
WrestleMania.
yeah. I think
Uh,
you're right. They had Lawrence Taylor back in the day too.
yep, Lawrence Taylor was back in the day. Um, yeah, I mean, why not, right? At least just have him come out for an appearance and you know, clothesline somebody or get somebody in a
Yes,
chokehold or something.
yes. Clothesline somebody. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious. Like whenever they're in, the Bay Area, just have him come out as an appearance and just clothesline somebody, clothesline the bad guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It'll get a laugh. It'll be thrown on social media, and someone's gonna say, Draymond was born for this.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So speaking of WrestleMania, did I hear that like The Rock and Cena had something going on?
Oh, so we had
Because that's old school.
so there was 2 days of WrestleMania. Now they moved WrestleMania down to 2 days, so it's Saturday and Sunday,
Oh,
both
I didn't know
roughly
that.
4 hours each day. Um,
Whoa.
it's beautiful. It's amazing actually because you're able to like give the storylines and the time in the ring for the people that have developed the stories. So you can give them like Saturday to do their thing, and then like the main match be your Sunday, like the close it out match.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, Sunday was Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns in a Bloodline Rules. So The Rock was, he came back and was teaming up with Roman Reigns because that's his cousin, and so Roman and Cody were going at it for a little bit, and then Solo Sokoa came in. Solo is Roman's um, cousin and Rikishi's son, and then
Rikishi, haven't heard that name in a long time.
the Usos came out, which are also Rikishi's kids, and one of them hit another one with a spear through a table off the ramp, so flew off the ramp through some tables, um, and then Solo was still fucking up Cody, and then uh, Cena's music hit, and he came running out, beat up Solo, threw him through a table, and then he's standing there. Then The Rock's music hit, and they did the old stand in the ring, look around, and the crowd's going freaking nuts. Then The Rock beat the hell out of John Cena, and
Oh,
then
okay.
there was a giant dong, and the lights went out,
Oh, Taker.
and
Taker.
it turns back on, and it's Biker Taker. He's got the beanie
Oh,
on,
okay. Yeah.
his jacket.
Right.
Actually, it was a hoodie and like leather pants. Oh yeah, and he choke slammed the shit out of The Rock, and then he left. And then it was fun to see because it was one of those things where like we knew people were coming out because they always do every WrestleMania, but just for me as a millennial, like going back to like when I was watching as a kid, seeing all that nostalgia in the ring.
That's back when I used to
Holy
watch it all the
shit!
time.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
part of the reason you watch it. So,
Well, I'll tell you this much: it is going to get a lot better, and maybe you should tune in every once in a while because Triple H has fully taken over the creative part of it and
oh,
the
really?
running of it. They booted Vince McMahon's ass out,
Oh,
and
yeah. I
so
gathered that. Yeah.
yeah, we don't have to go down that little. We don't have to, I mean, he's been a scumbag for a long time, and now it's finally just been like, all right, you're out of here, pal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's Triple H and Stephanie's still involved, and there's a few others, right? Like Bruce Pritchard and mainly a lot of DX is still in there writing a bunch of stuff for people. So it's gotten a lot better. I will say with Triple H's era, and you kind of saw hints of it a couple years ago, you don't see a lot of what Vince did, where it's like guy who's 7'10" versus guy who's 8'1", 900 pounds each, meat, and yeah. I mean, that's what Vince liked. He liked the biggest dudes in the world to be in the ring against each other.
Yeah. Yep.
And now with Triple H, he's like, that's fun and all. We can have some of those matches, but I want athleticism. If you're big and athletic, sure. But I want some guys that can, move around.
That can fly around.
And, showcase the athleticism that we offer here at the WWE. It's
right.
not just all like, I'm 7'4".
500 pounds.
Yeah.
Big Show.
Even the Big Show flew around back in the day.
For as big as he was, yeah.
Yeah. But, WrestleMania all in all was great. And if people aren't wrestling fans and they think it's hilarious that I'm a wrestling fan or there are wrestling fans, it's a male soap opera. I know no one's getting really punched in the face. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get a black eye. But it's hard to fake getting thrown through a table or getting a steel chair off your back or, what happened a few years ago or way back in the day. And I say way back in the day as if it was like a long, long time ago. But it wasn't, Taker throwing Mankind off the top of the cage.
This cage, yeah.
Like shit like that. How do you fake that? You can't, right? You learn how to fall. You learn how to take the bumps and things like that. But, it's a fun watch, and so much so that the wife is into it.
Oh, have a glass of wine, watch some WWE.
Well, it's the storylines. The storylines actually captured her because before she's like, this is dumb. And then she'd see a guy come out. She's like, oh, he's kind of hot.
Yeah, I see now why it is. Yeah, it didn't have to do with the storylines. It was the pecs.
Well, it started out like that, and then all of a sudden her favorites got beat up, and she's like, "What the hell?"
I like him.
Yeah. And then she had to dive into like why was he getting beat up, and then
yeah, I used to watch all that. Maybe I'll check it out again.
You should. You should.
You still have the what?
I still have the RVD foam fingers.
Oh, okay. That's right. RVD. I remember those.
Yeah. Yep. But what would be great for even the basic people that may or may not watch, and people that will watch, is start of next year, they go to Netflix for Monday Night Raw, and there's no PG-13 or TV-14 anymore. It is
wide open. I knew they were going to Netflix. I didn't know that part. Huh. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And The Rock has definitely hinted that because every time he's out, he is getting bleeped. Every time. Yeah.
He likes pie.
He's dropping F-bombs like no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to actually see that, so I may have to check that out on Netflix.
Yeah, it'll be good.
All right, man.
I love how we didn't touch one thing on UFC fights. I know you're a big UFC guy, and so am I. I can't say the same face.
No, we'll do UFC at some point because I know you like it. So I know some guys that watch this like it too. So
for the guys that watch this, we're probably not going to cover that because I'm a very, very basic fan. You're going to hear very, very basic takes from me. Don't tune in for that. Because
never mind.
I will give you what I gave you for the Masters for UFC, and that'll be that.
That'll be more than I know. I pay more attention to the Masters than I do that. So, although I watch ESPN, so I'm always seeing like the highlights or whatever. So, and I'm like, who's that guy?
See, I really only know the main names, and that's it. And then I'm like, oh, he's fighting? I know that guy.
Yeah, no,
That's
Conor
it.
McGregor. That does it. He
He's
doesn't even
fighting
fight
in,
anymore.
yeah, he's back for 303.
303. What's
UFC
that?
303. It's like their
Oh,
big pay-per-view. Yeah.
is that the 303? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
So they just number each one they do?
Yeah, because they just did 300 this last weekend.
Oh, I see. Well,
Shout out Max Holloway.
let me know when they get to UFC 69, then I'll pay attention.
Ooh. I may have to, like, now that you say that, I may have to look and see what UFC 69 was.
Exactly. There we go. All right, man. This was good. We need to finish this off.
Topic.
We had a topic?
Right?
But we didn't actually talk as much college football as I expected, but we got more we can talk, so no big deal.
For sure.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. If you like this, please share with your friends and subscribe as well. We are very close to having enough subscriptions that we're going to be able to go live here at some point soon. So subscribe, help us out. I appreciate that. Thank you.